if you guys remember, we read a story called The Tortoise and the Tree, which was this funny folk tale. And we were fortunate because when we read it in my 5th period class, Miss Chisnell said, oh, I know somebody who's been there. So we are fortunate that we have Ilana here, who is coming to visit us today to talk to you about the country that the folk tale is from. So, I'm going to let you take it away.
Ilana actually went to school here
Oh, there you go.
many years ago.
I think I finished here in 2002. So I graduated, I went Franklin Elementary, Franklin Middle, Franklin High School. Lived just down the road on Cocky's Mill. So I graduated from Franklin High in '06. Went to school down in DC. And then I joined the Peace Corps. Has anyone heard of the Peace Corps? No. What have you heard about the Peace Corps? Mm-hmm. What's your name, bud? Douglas. What have you heard about the Peace Corps? Mm-hmm. What else? That's all I heard. No? That's all you can help. Try to help other people. Learn about their culture. Ding, all of you guys are right. Peace Corps has got 3 objectives. To go help other people by teaching them technical skills, sharing knowledge. We have so much information here, yeah? You have your internet, you've got your books, you've got these awesome teachers, schools. So why not share your information? You're supposed to learn about other cultures, and then have other cultures learn about Americans. So part of today, I'm going to teach you guys a little bit about what I did over there in Malawi. It's not going to be boring. We'll talk for maybe 5-10 minutes, and then you guys can ask all the questions you want about Africa, about living without electricity, without running water, how people live over there. So does anyone have any questions up front? What was Tortoise in the Tree? I'm not familiar with it. Can anyone tell me?
Hyena stuck a tortoise in the tree.
Uh-huh.
Then the tortoise was next to the animals reading its code. And the hyena ordered the tortoise to make himself one. So he ordered a tree sap, and he put it on top, and the hyena was bragging about it to the others. Then when it started to itch, it was rolling around in the dirt, and it got all the twig and stuff stuck in it, and it wouldn't wash out from that.
So what was the moral of that story? Don't brag. That actually relates a lot to don't trust random turtles. You never know what they're going to do.
If you want something good to happen, you have to wait.
In the back?
Don't do things others don't want
Two ones that stuck out to me the most in terms of what I've experienced over there. Don't brag. And what was the one about working hard? If you want something good to happen to you, you have to work hard. Malawi is a country, a very, very poor country. Like we're talking, all the countries, a big list of countries, hundreds of countries in the world, they're in the bottom 10. They're down there with Haiti, they're down there with Burma, they're down there with countries who you probably spend more on a t-shirt than they do in 3-4 months of buying food for their family. But one of the most humble, who knows what humble means? Simple? You want someone I haven't heard from yet? I saw your hand. You're thinking about it, no? No? Okay. Modest. They're the most humble and modest people that you could ever imagine. They're not walking around bragging, oh, look at this new shirt I got. I'm so rich. I've got all this and all that. I've got this computer and this and that. No. These people have nothing. Absolutely nothing. But they are so happy. So this is one of my neighbor's houses. I'm just going to go through a little slideshow, show you what it's like. Maybe you can get a little bit of a mental image. This is my chief's house. You have a couple different types of houses over there. You've got people who live with no electricity, no running water. So they go bathroom in a hole in the ground. I don't have a picture. Oh, actually, this building back here, that's the kitchen, and then the next door over is a bathroom. They literally dig out about 50 feet down, and then put up a wall with a little thing and put an a sheet or a door on top. Most people in the villages don't have toilet paper. They'll use leaves, they'll use old paper, things like that. All the clothes hand washed. This is my house actually. Yay! My house had a tin roof. This is part of my garden. This is where I did my cooking. No electricity. What do you think I cooked on? Fire. Yep, some of my garden. It's inside of my house, which is a lot nicer than most people inside their houses in the village. There's different classes. You know, we've got middle class, upper class, lower class here. It's the same thing there. But the lower class is the lower. There's not much of a middle class over there. You've got these really rich people driving around with fancy cars. And you've got people who are doing subsistence farming. Anyone know what subsistence farming is?
Farming for yourself, basically.
Mm-hmm. I'll show you some pictures of that as well. This is a view from one of about 10-15 minutes. There's my buddy hiking in front of my houses. I lived on the lake. I don't know how to map of Malawi. I should have. Malawi's on a lake, a beautiful, beautiful lake. You know all the little aquarium fish? All the pretty, they're called cichlids. 75% of the world's freshwater aquarium fish. So all those nice, pretty fish you see in your fish tank, they originated in Lake Malawi, in this lake right here. So they all started coming from over there, people setting them out, and they came over. Now you have them in your aquarium. So next time you go home, does anyone have an aquarium? Anyone have fish at home with cichlids? Those nice, pretty colored fish? This is another part of the inside of my house. This is how I keep my water cold. It's a clay pot. So you put the water in, and it sweats out, all the heat sweats out, and it keeps it nice and insulated inside. This is a house with a tin roof. People do with what they have. These houses get passed on. They're not made out of the same bricks. You literally take mud, take water, you take dirt, mix it together, let it dry in the sun, and put some plaster on top, and that's what we make the houses with over there. Anyone want a haircut? It's a barber shop in a local trading center. Henry Uchindami, serious business and barber shop. They love American music. Absolutely love American hip hop, American rap. They idolize Jay-Z, Chris Brown. They say these gangsters. No, they say these gangsters, Eminem, 50 Cent, Ja Rule. And I laugh at them like, you want to call them gangsters? Really? Come over to America for a minute. But everyone's super into it. They hear I'm American, they want to hear all about music. They want to hear what kind of hip hop and rap I have. Country, actually, it's funny you say that because country is the other really big music, import music that they're interested in. They love Shania Twain, absolutely love Shania Twain. She lost her voice. This happened in the past few years. Yeah, I mean, all kinds of country music, but like old country, Johnny Cash, you've got all the classics, they love Dolly Parton. So you'll be getting some random minibus, you'll be getting the transport, I'll show you some pictures of transport. And all of a sudden you'll hear a Dolly Parton song, you hear 9 to 5 come on the radio, and you'll be like, what? What's going on? Am I in America? First 3 months, lived in, call it homestay family. You live with a family for about, I said 3 months. 3 months is training, but I lived with this family for about 5 weeks. This was the father of the family. This was his first wife. This is her sister. Her husband died. So as is culture, the man takes in his wife's sister if her husband dies. So he is responsible not only for her 4 children, but how many children do I have? 2, 3, 4, 5. There's one missing. She's at school. There's 2 missing actually. They're both at school. The oldest one is about your age. How old are you? 11, 12, 13, 12. She's 12 years old. So she was in school. So this man is responsible for taking care financially of, you can do the math, 7 to 9 people. But it's an open culture. So you have neighbors coming in all the time. Maybe the mom's out in the field working in in the garden doing her subsistence farming. Everyone's over for dinner. Plus they had me to take care of. I'm this crazy white girl who had never been there before, never lived with Africans, don't know the culture. So they've got to teach me everything. So they all lived, I don't have pictures of it, but this is one of their houses. And they were all, 9 of them, 10 of them, were living in an area about half the size of this room. And when I came, because they only had 3 bedrooms, maybe it was like from here, that was a room, maybe smaller. And then from here to back here was another room. And then maybe this little cubby hole. The teacher's desk over here is another room. But when I came, they gave me the biggest room because they are humble. They want to share their culture with others. So I am their guest. So they gave me that room, and they had people sleeping in the kitchen where they make the fire, the little kids. So there's some of the neighbor kids and some of the family. Have you ever seen like a papoose? None of you are small enough. I think I can carry you on my back right now. Who's teeny? Who's the smallest one?
No, you just had your back. No.
Sorry, I had a back problem last week. But they'll wrap it around. Maybe that's what he wanted hanging on his coat. And they'll carry their babies like that. They'll wrap it around. Look, someone hand me their binder. I'm gonna put that in there. Nope. It might, but the baby fell. I walk around like this everywhere. Every woman has a baby on their back in the village. It's a rite of passage. And you start carrying the babies when you're maybe 4 years old. This girl right here, she would carry the baby, the newborn. She's 3 years old. She's about yay high. And she would carry a newborn on her back. Her mom's busy. She's got how many other kids to watch out for? I mean, babies carry babies but it's cool to them. It's a sign of respect. It's a sign of getting older. It's maybe you being able to dress yourself, your mom finally letting you pick out your clothes for the first time by yourself, or pack your own lunch, or whatever it is, the small responsibilities you get in the house. Carrying water from the tap. You pump water. I would go, and I'm a 24-year-old woman. I'm supposed to be carrying giant buckets on my head, 20 liters, big old buckets. This little girl, 3 years old, she wants to learn. She's carrying little pots on her head. We all go to the well together, pumping. So that's how we carry the babies. See some of the traditional wear? Did you see I'm wearing the shirt? This is my favorite lady. So this is cooking. Cooking over a fire. What do you think we eat over there? Who haven't I heard from?
Berries.
Berries, I wish. In some areas.
Grass.
No. Fish, because we're on the lake, very good. We have catfish, butterfish. Butterfish is just a fish that tastes like butter. It's a big fish without scales. But this is, because we live on the lake, we're very fortunate. People who don't live near the lake don't have access to these fish all the time yet. I live 5 minutes, so people walk with fresh fish going to the market to sell. I'll show you a market. Soup? We do make soup. But most things are available all the time. People plant tomatoes. People plant onions. Maize. Maize is a not nice version of sweet corn. It's dry, it's dull, and it has not as much nutrition as regular corn. But they'll see, I don't know if you can see it very well, but this is what we call sima. And they'll take the maize, they'll dry it, they'll take it off the shell, they'll pound it into a flour, and then they'll make it and boil it with water into patties. And you'll take the patties, and what do you think our side dishes are? That's our starch. What do you think our side dishes are? Anyone new? Beans, yeah, dried beans, delicious beans. What else? Red beans. Red beans, yeah, but there's all kinds of beans, but most people eat red beans. We also, I'll just keep it quick, greens. Pumpkin, we boil them down, put some onions, tomatoes, make something that we don't have that much bacon and pig over there, but something that resembles collard greens. No spices. It's a very different cultures. It's just Malawian culture really likes salt. They don't like too much hot stuff. So when I make something, like I try to share my culture, and I'll put crushed pepper, this and this. So she is here, this is my mama, this is my landlady. And she did not speak any English. So I had to learn the local language in order to communicate with her. And she's my best friend, and she's another mother. I think of her as a mother. But she's making the sima. So this is the crushed flour. And she's putting it into a pot and making the patty. Here I'm cooking over my fire, making some tea. This is back in my kitchen area. This is a market in the main city. This is the biggest market, clothing market, everything you can possibly have in the country. Now they do have nice shops, and I'll show you a picture in a minute. But this is where, who sends their things to Goodwill, or maybe goes thrift stores, Goodwill, things like that. We all know, yeah? So when we take our things to Goodwill, and Goodwill cannot sell them, they sell them to a third party. There's a middleman. And that middleman buys these big sacks of clothes that no one wanted to buy. And they'll sell them to people overseas who will in turn sell them at the market. These jeans I bought over there. These earrings, these were made, but these jeans I bought over there, I came home with an entirely new wardrobe. I was like, how much money are you spending? 50 cents on a shirt, $1 on a shirt, things like that. You can find anything in these markets. All your old clothes are there. I found Oriole shirts, I found Raven shirts, I found all kinds of good stuff. I found, I think, a Pikesville High shirt one time. What's up?
People would probably think that's cheap price, and that's why you can pay. When you see cheap prices, everybody is just trying to get. Easy to get.
It does seem cheap to them, but people aren't just going out and shopping every day. It's a luxury. Maybe at Christmas time, maybe when they harvest their maize and they can sell off their extra maize. I found an Under Armour shirt for $2 over there. Nice heat gear. It's fun shopping over there, but at the same time, it's not something that everybody can do.
So you used to live there?
I lived there for 2 years. I'm actually going back on Sunday for another year. Yeah. I'll be in the, so I was in the village where you saw those houses, and next time I'll be in the city. We'll have electricity. I'll have a toilet. Did you have your hand?
I just wanted to ask well, where you live, would it be on the northern or southern part of it?
It's southeast. So we know. Binder's baby's falling. There you go, bud. Tanzania, Zambia, Mozambique, South Africa, and then Malawi is a little sliver right here.
It's kind of white.
Sorry? It's wet, yeah, it's a landlocked country. They're fortunate enough to have the lake that they can have the vegetation, the irrigation, the water source from, because it's a freshwater lake, so you can drink it once you purify it. But they have to go through the other countries to get to the ocean.
Okay, so where is the city still in Malawi or is it different?
There's 3 big cities. There's a big city in the north, a big city in the central, and a big city in the south. But see, here's Malawi. I was all the way up here. Here's the lake. I was all the way up here. The main capital, where my Peace Corps headquarters is, all the way down there. Took me 2 days to get to.
So you could use a boat or would you just walk?
Nope. They have public transportation. So you can see some of the ways of transportation. Some people have motorbikes, some have mini buses, some have big Greyhound buses, but they're all beat up. You don't go down to emissions, you don't go down to inspections and get your car checked out. You just go in whatever. But it took me about 2 days to get from my house to the actual capital. So if I needed serious medical attention from my doctor, my Peace Corps doctor, I'd have to go all the way down there.
So if you were like poisoned on the 87th floor, you would have to suck it up for 2 days.
If it's a super duper duper emergency, they would drive immediately up to get me. But say I had malaria or I had horrible diarrhea for 2 weeks, I'd have to suck it up and take the transport down. Yeah. But you know what? That's what everyone does. Like, some people live 30, 40 miles from a hospital. And I'll just show you some of the hospital pictures. I'll go back. So I worked attached to a hospital. Does anyone have parents that are nurses or work in the medical profession? Nurse is one of the best jobs you can have anywhere in the world. And nurses over here are awesome. This is going to a scale. So you know when you're young, you go to get immunizations, you go to the doctor, you go to your pediatrician, wherever, urgent care. All these women line up every Tuesday at the hospital, and they bring their babies to get weighed. And they have little cards, little books. And in the books, it'll have written down what immunizations and all their health history. So hundreds of mothers come every Tuesday to the hospital to get weighed and to see if their babies need any immunizations. What do you think this room is? This is where women have their babies. This is maternity. This is the delivery room. This is the delivery room. And you don't get recovery time at the hospital. These women, after 10 minutes, strongest women you'll ever meet. They have their baby, they go wash themselves up in the bathroom, they go get their baby, and they walk on home. No, I mean, I've heard women not scream a lick. I've seen a couple babies delivered, they don't. Strong women, because the pain tolerance is different. You don't know, you don't have people on TV and people in the media and your friends saying what you're supposed to do when you have a baby. They don't know any better. You just pop it out and go. What do you think this is? It's a motorbike ambulance.
Oh, that's cool. You had that.
So the patient will go in there, and the motorbike would take the patient to the hospital. Uneven weight, uneven terrain. This is me getting an HIV test. HIV is a huge problem over there, especially from mother to child. I won't go too much into it, but we were promoting some of the work I did over there, promoting youth getting HIV tested. So set an example. It's the best way to lead, by example. If I can do it, why can't anyone else? Just a little prick. Then you wait 15 minutes and it's all done. How do they test? So they take your blood, they take a little prick. Have you ever been to the doctor and had your blood taken for something? Maybe like a strep culture. Take a little prick and they'll put it on something that kind of looks like this. Put it in the slide. Well, they'll put a cotton ball on afterwards, but they'll put it in a little slide and it'll register on here. It's like a plus for positive or a negative. Yeah. Digital. But they do rapid tests, which is amazing. But all these rapid tests and all these different things come from donors. Everything, I don't know, about 90% of all their medical stuff comes from American money, comes from British money. All your parents' taxpayers' dollars are going to help people in need. So this is a youth group, kids like you. They're working to make peanut butter. How much? 10?
About 10 minutes.
Okay. Is there anything?
Yeah.
You want me to keep going or?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
I pulled up some
questions in
pictures
like,
at the
yeah,
end
2
if you want to show
seconds.
them where it is.
Yeah.
I want to pull up some maps.
Okay, cool. Youth group making peanut butter. They want to make money for themselves. There's not much of a job market there, but so we taught them how to make peanut butter. And they're going out and selling peanut butter in their areas. Just make some money. This is a pad project that we've done. They don't have access in the village. pads are expensive, sanitary pads for girls with their periods. So what they'll do, but they'll take like a piece of cloth and put it in their underwear. And that's how they'll go to school like that. Girls will miss school for an entire week because they cannot afford pads or they're embarrassed that they're going to have a little bit of blood on their pants. So we're teaching them how to make their own pads so they can use them in school. Some women cooking. It's a football match. This is a World Cup qualifier. This was Malawi versus Ghana. Who do you think won? It wasn't even fun. It was fun to be there, but 3-0.
If she's saying football, what does she mean?
Like literal football.
This is my puppy.
Is he there still?
He's there still. My landlady took him.
Why?
She really loved him, and I couldn't take him. And if I wanted a dog, I told her I could leave with her. Just to show you, it's not just all villagers. There is a different kind of class. People dress like us. People admire our fashion. The Western concept is really strong. This is 2 actors. Where is she? This is former Miss Malawi. People in this, there's a stark difference. Like this is people in the village, and this is how people in the city dress. There's such a big difference. The city's becoming modern and more advanced, but in the villages, I couldn't wear these trousers, these jeans. It's a wrap, call this a chitenje. Knees are taboo. You know some cultures, they don't like your shoulders, they don't like your hair being shown. Over there, your knees, because it leads to up there. So you cover your knees at all times. So this is, on a normal day, this is what I would look like. I wouldn't have my makeup on and my hair done. My hair would be like this, all crazy, because I didn't care. But some kids your age, just learning in school. My little man. Some of the mothers waiting at the under 5 clinic to get their babies, to get the shots for their babies. Did you want to pull up some picture?
It was just a map.
Yeah.
So you get a better feel. You want to have take
Yeah.
questions?
I didn't mean to talk so long.
Yeah,
You guys
yeah,
seem really
that's
interested.
great.
Questions?
What color?
What college?
Ilana, yeah, I was gonna say, repeat their questions, because I'm sorry.
Yeah, he asked, what college did you go to get this type of experience? Anyone can join the Peace Corps with a bachelor's degree.
Any bachelor's degree?
Any bachelor's degree. You need 4 years of college and a bachelor's degree.
Can you speak their language?
And yeah, kuyowoye chitambuka chomeni. I said yes. I speak a lot of the language.
That's cool.
They give you a lot of training to do it. They give you the first 3 months, but when no one speaks English around you, it's either sink or swim, yeah? You're not going to sit there alone for 2 years and not talk to anyone.
How did you learn it?
How did
How did you learn the language?
How did I learn the language? They gave us training at the beginning. So all of our trainers were Malawians. And it's basically how you would learn Spanish, or I think that's all we teach in kind of Spanish, and you would do that. And then when I got to the village, I had a dictionary and I had my basic grammar and words that I knew. And I would go around and write every word down. Every word I heard that I thought sounded familiar, and I'd try to sound it out. And I would go to the hospital and ask my friends who spoke English there, and ask them to translate. So over time, hearing it every day, you become fluent.
What's the highest grade you go up to in school?
In schools, same as here, 12th grade, but they do it a little bit differently. Have you heard the British system? They have secondary schools. So you'll have standard 1 to 8, which is basically grades 1 to 8. And then you'll go to secondary school and you'll have form 1 to 4, which is the same as 9, 10, 11, 12. But some kids don't start school till they're 9, 10, 12 years old. Some drop out. I had kids I was working with who were seniors, who were 23, 24 years old. You can always go back to school over there to go to night school to get your degree. How long did it take? I could understand, I could communicate, like to be able to say, how are you, what are you doing, I'm coming from here after about 3 months. But it wasn't until about a year being over there that I was able to my key was when I could hear when people were talking about me. And I could call them out and be like, hey, you're talking about me, that's not nice. That was when I thought I became fluent, where I could be sassy and I could say things back and communicate emotion. It's really cool. Do you guys take all Spanish?
Not yet.
Not yet? Next year? Yeah. It's great. Languages are really cool because you communicate with so many different people. You can learn so many different things about other people through language. I traveled to, so you see Malawi here. My parents came to visit, and we went to Tanzania. We went to the Serengeti, like where Lion King was filmed. You know, the stampede, the great wildebeest migration that runs over Mufasa. We got to see a migration like that. Went to Zambia. Has anyone heard of Victoria Falls? The big, big waterfall, one of the world's great wonders. It's just near. When I go back, I'll be visiting Mozambique. Some of the world's biggest fish are there. But during college, I went to Israel for a study abroad program. I read and write Hebrew, just from Hebrew school, but I don't know. In college, I took Arabic, but no, there's so much to travel and so much to see and do, and there's so many ways that you guys can do it. There's so many scholarships out there, and when you go to college, there's so many different ways you can go and see the world and learn about other cultures. You read about them, yeah? And you can watch them on TV. But if you have the opportunity, and there are funds and there are scholarships out there, just maybe I can try and find some and send some over for high schoolers, but I don't know if middle schoolers keep learning them.
Can you speak a little bit more?
Unikumba koyo kuluska. Enya? Yay? Yay? Wakana. You want me to speak more? And I was like, yes, no, you're refusing?
Can you teach them just to say like, hi, how are you?
Yeah, sure.
How about that?
So the word for hi
You can erase whatever's on the board if you need to. Go for it.
sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
The national language is called Chichewa, but it's pronounced Chich, wa. Chichewa. I don't hear you. Chichewa. 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 Where I was learning, there's different dialects, you have different tribes, you know, like you have southern, like a southern accent, you have that Boston accent, New York accent. There's different dialects. They're all Bantu languages. Bantu languages cover all these areas, just people move around, the dialect is different. In the book you see the word Mbanda. That's a Bantu language. That's Banda. You have Bandas, it's a family name. You find them all over. There's another word. Inyalungwe. Inyalugwe. Inya means son of. So it's a family name. So where I was, we were learning Chitambuka. Chitambuka. That one's harder. Chitambuka. There we go. And they're all what? Bantu. So, to say hello, you say Monile. Monile. This is Chitambuka. Monile. And then to say how are you, this one's easy and you guys will remember this. Muli uli. Muli uli. Muli uli. Muli uli. Muli uli. You respond by saying Nili Makola. Nili. So you see Muli, you have the MU, but you also have what? The same, the li. So it's just a different way of saying it. So if I say Muli Uli, what are you saying? Nili Makola. You want to ask me how I'm doing. Kwali. Like almost like Wally, but like Wally. Let's write this again real quick. Sorry, not a lot of time. Monile. And And what should you say to me? How are you? And you would respond by saying, how are you? What about you? Quali, like Wally. Quali. Imwe. Monire. Ah, you're missing a line, bud. Oh wait, move. There you go, monire. Monire. Mapula, quali imwe. You would, I'm asking here, what about you?
What is
Niri Makola, I am fine. And Kwali Imwe, what about you? So you would respond by saying what? I am fine.
We'll see how many of them remember this tomorrow.
I'm gonna remember all.
Monire. Monire. Niri Makola, Kwali Imwe. And then you would respond by saying thank you, which is yay, whoa. Yay, whoa. All right. Any more questions real quick?
Thank you so much for coming.